Assalamualaikum. My name is Sharifah Nunisa Syafiqah binti Sahid Ali Ariti, number matric 272048. Today I want describe and identify the process in the technology construction. Firstly, I want to define the definition for the technology and construction. The definition for the technology is the scientific knowledge to change or advance the human way of life, or the scientific method used in the particular field, development and use of tool, machine, material and process to assist in solving human problems. As a human activity, technology existed before science and engineering. It encompasses human knowledge of real problem in the design of tool, machine and process. Meanwhile, the construction or extension of infrastructure in the field of architecture and civil engineering. Large scale construction require expertise and technology. Construction is usually led by a project leader who will be assisted by a construction manager, architecture engineering, construction engineering or architect. So the construction technology is very important to ensure that a development planned to be developed in an area can be carried out well without any problem. Meanwhile, in the construction technology, it is the process. This is a very important and main step barrier to its execution inside. A process is defined as a system of operation in the design, development, and production of a project. Among the process that need to be in place to carry out of the construction process for this construction, I will identify and describe process involved in construction technology. The process in the technology construction have 5 types. First, project life cycle. In the project life cycle, have 4 types in this circle. First, initiation phase. Third, planning phase. Fourth, project closure and execution phase. For the initiation phase, architect must need to identify a business need, problem or opportunity and brainstorm ways that your team can meet this need, solve this problem or seize this opportunity. During this step, the architecture must be out an objective for the project, determine whether the project is feasible and identifying the major deliverable for the project. Second is the planning phase. In this planning, once the project is approved, to move forward based on the business case, statement of work or project initiation document, architect must move into the planning phase. The third planning life cycle is execution. Execution will be run when architect will be receive the business approval, develop a plan and build the team. Now it's time to get to the work. The execution phase turn in the plan into action. The project manager job is this phase of the project management life cycle is to keep work on track, organize team member, manage timeline, and make sure the work is done according of the original plan. The last planning life cycle is closure. When the team has complete work on a project, the architect will be enter the closure phase. In the closure phase, architect will provide final deliverables, release project resource, and determine the success of the project. It is because the manager project work is over, then those mean the project manager job is done. There are still important things to do, include evaluating what did and did not work with the project. For the activity involved during the construction project have 7 types. First, feasibility study, design, tender level, contract, construction, complete phase, and maintenance. For the feasibility study, before the engineer or architect want to comment with the client for the organization concerned, he must define the objective of the project and also submit the detail of project brief. Next, for the design, to plan more detailed work, to get permission from the authorities and to determine the cost or provide for the all the information will be needed. But for the tender level, it will be appoint the civil engineer contractor to do the construction work for a certain project. Quality surveyor evaluates the render and report to client, recommended to client. Client sign a contract with the successful bidder. Next, for the design, to plan the design detail work, to get permission from the authorities and to determine the cost and provide all the information needed. The team will be prepared to the full design of project and all relevant production information and contract documentation. Architect applies for building plan approval. For the contract, to get the contract for the tender from the contractor before the project offer and make a contract arrangement. The construction will be the civil engineering work based on the design and specification with controlling the time, cost, and quality of the project. But the maintenance will be provide operation order and the guideline. Lastly, the completion phase to make sure that the project are complete in that time and follow the drawing and specification in the contract document with suitable cost and produce a good quality of work. The project planning and controlling. For the project control have 6 types. First, technical team leads, procurement team lead, construction manager, project manager, vendor, subcontractor, finance. The project controller acts as an advisor who provide recommendation to the project management and advise the team on the different strategy and recovery plans to bring the project cost and schedule back on track. The project controller provide information, graph data and report that show where the project is can do about the project's cost and scheduled status. So the project controller only acts an advisor. When the project controller take control of the entire cost and schedule of the project, they need to know, for example, how much the budget of the electrical engineering team is in the project and how they are performing against that budget, and when they are delivering their key milestone and deliverable. So they keep the control and management of the costs and schedule portion of the entire project. So they need to have interaction with almost all team members. And the third process is key players. Key players have three types. First, owner team, design team, and contractor team. For the owner team, they may consist of the owner, the user, the facility managing personnel, and other interested parties. Second, the design team is usually headed up by an architect who engage a number of primary as well as secondary consultant. This consultant may have a few sub-consultant as well. Third, the contractor team will be involved a primary contractor, usually the general contractor, who engage a number of subcontractors who are going to have vendor and supplier. Some of the subcontractor may also have contractor as well. Project planning have 7 types. First, project character and scope, project risk, project quality, project budget and cost, project communication, project schedule, and project resource. For the project scope planning, project scope is never ready will be available. It is in fact good for the project manager and the project team. It will become very difficult for the project team to deliver as per undefined or loosely defined project scope. And then for the project schedule planning, this project will be only and very important part of project management. Though not entirely true, project schedule plan is very important. Some organizations have specific designation called project schedule or project planner to take care of project scheduling process. It involves taking into account deliverables, milestones, task schedule, dependencies, resource, costs, critical paths, and others. Secondly, for the project resource planning, This project is one critical area where most of the project managers will be very struggle. Most project managers spend countless hours in deploying, deploying, recording, relocating, assigning, and assigning resource to project activities. Next, for the project cost planning, very talk about the money. This project may get approved without actually research or in absence of meticulous plan. It will not be approved with having budget. For the for the project risk planning, the risk planning is ignored by most project manager. However, it's equally crucial for a successful project delivery. Without the last process in the technology construction is successful construction. The successful construction will be a successful project creates integrable benefit as well. A grant investment has a broad impact upon its surrounding and community. Particular project can have a positive effect of the development their around surrounding through the design quality or the engagement of address. The operating as a stepping stone, a big project create thousands of jobs and improve the infrastructure for the future development. It will be consideration of the creation of value relating to both of the operation of the building and its will be effect, and third parties have to ensure that proper consideration is made of the full impact of this project. The factors such as efficiency of the building location and the quality of the space all will be effect with the financial value of the project. It will be longer run sustainable dimensions such as lifetime carbon emission define the success of building construction.